Welcome. This is Barry Jones from the Angel School, and we're here for a weekly angel reading for November 20th through the 26th, 2017. So let's just take a moment to take a deep breath. And before I begin, I just want to wish everyone a happy Thanksgiving week here in America. So they're just reminding me of that. And so let's just connect in with a deep breath and just know that at this moment, everyone that is watching this video from all kinds of people from different parts of the world are tuning into this moment with you and networking, creating a network of divine love and healing, support, and opportunities for you collectively. And I just keep writing out the word people here. So I feel like there's an opportunity for change and for powerful lessons and affluence. Now, they are still writing this word people out, and the word cash keeps coming up as well. So you may experience something in which there's an increase in cash flow just coming from different sources of people and resources. It could be literal cash, or it could be in other forms of energetic currency that comes through, that sort of aligns for you. I'm getting a sense of alignment. I'm getting a sense of saying the word cafe again, which is my word for networking, when they show that to me. And so there may be some opportunities where a network, an interaction of networking pays off for you in some way. I did see, and I'm seeing it again, the word book. So it feels like things, like you're not always aware. We spend a lot of time worrying, and we spend a lot of time setting conquest. This is a word I'm seeing, and we exert a lot of stress, a lot of effort in trying to make things happen for us, because we feel like we're doing it, alone. And we feel like if we don't do it ourselves, it's never going to get done. And the universe isn't saying that your action is futile in any way. It's not saying that it's unproductive. What they're saying is, they want to remind you, is that they give you inspired guidance, inspired action steps to take. And it's not like it's just sort of all of a sudden happening and waiting to happen at a particular moment. It's always the case that inspired activity is the substance of the universe itself. It is a creative dynamic that is always in action. It's always trying to reach you, it's always moving through you. It's formulating, and it's formulating signs. It's also being born through you. You are right at the center of this creative dynamic, this powerful resource. You are the conduit of this, that this well flows through. You're the whole reason that it exists. And so therefore, you don't have to do so much looking, searching, the word look, but you don't have to do so much searching for what it is that you desire. You don't have to, the currency, right now the word cash here, and I think they're trying to make the connection between currency, your vibrational currency is your cash. And if you can tune in to this inspiration of vibrational currency, which is your cash, it will always pay for whatever you need. It will always give you, it's a sort of what is the word? I'm sensing it, but it's sort of like it's like a payday. It's always payday in your vibrational stream. It's always payday. It's always dream fulfilled right now in your vibrational stream. This currency, this cash, it's limitless. It's everything. Okay. I'm hearing the word caveat. So it's like everything. So just they're writing the word out, laugh right now, which is they want you to take a step back when you start, getting stressing yourself out or starting to sort of get yourself in a position to stand guard or to take control. They want you to sort of laugh at this, because when you do that, even though it sounds like a great intention, it's what we all have bought into. All right, get yourself ready. Here we go. I'm arming myself today for the world. I'm going to conquer it. I'm going to this thing. It's all well-meaning. It sounds really good, but there's one vibrational flaw, that it's coming from a place of lack, as if to say, I'm on my own. I'm on my own. There's no one else to depend on. There's nothing else out there in this with me. And I know you wouldn't be here with me if you really believe that. This would be the last place that all of you would convene. I wouldn't even be here if I believed that. So we got to step it back and sort of hear where we're coming from and recognize that the dissatisfaction that you feel or the sense of failure, it's really about this, that you're totally in opposition, resisting your own vibrational currency, that you're not working in alignment with this cache of well-being and abundance and prosperity. That's the reason for the signals of the negative vibrations, or the negative moods or attitudes or perspectives things that you're perceiving. This is the reason for all of this. It's your signal. It's like your alarm to let you know that you need to find that groove. You need to find that energy stream of inspiration that's flowing with all that creative dynamic. It's moving already for you. You're not powerful enough to stop it. So don't worry about screwing it up. You don't ever screw it up. You get banged around in it. It's like the stream sometimes catches you off guard and because it sweeps you away. You can get banged up in it, but you can't drain it. You can't drain it, and you don't have to replenish it. You can't drain it and you can't replenish it. You can't screw it up. You can't muck it up. You don't have that power. It's the affluence, the momentum of this is started way before you and I ever thought about being any thoughts about any thoughts, the thoughts that precede the thoughts and all of that. That momentum has been going long before, long before, long before, long before, long before. And you can't even shame yourself out of this inheritance. Some of you spend a lot of energy, they just wrote that word out, in shame. And you bury yourself in it. You mar yourself with your shame. These are the words I'm hearing. And you still don't know that you couldn't ever spend enough energy in this lifetime screwing up your vibrational currency. You're just not that powerful to go against your own well-being, your worth. Because you got to remember that this worth that you are is the worth that created you. And you can't change it because it made you, not the other way around. But what, by the grace of God, you are able to do is you are able to experience the wealth of what you are thinking and feeling. No matter how it comes out, it's still the wealth of you, creating what you want to believe. See, the context of bad and good, failure and success doesn't exist in this currency vibration. It doesn't compute. You are always abundantly experiencing life. No, you don't want to hear it that way, but this is how life is. Life is neutral. It is just giving you. You and I have opinions. And that comes from our ego, who chimes in and interprets it one way, but the interpretation is still an illusion. It cannot overwrite reality, divine reality. The universe is abundant. And if you aren't feeling good about what you're creating and you don't like it, it's there so that you are inspired to create what you do want and to enjoy creating your way out of it. But it's all still abundance. It's still all the affluence of that cash flow, that currency of well-being, power. You're just powerful. No matter how you want to look at your life, no matter, you can just go on about how terrible it is. But boy, you powerfully put that there. And you keep flowing all of that currency filtered through the belief system that you have, and it's just pouring out, it's equaling out. It's just, your bank is full of that. Just like your bank is can be full of the great things that you want to focus upon. You just got to decide that when you feel the negative emotions, just don't turn it into shame. Stop before you get there and go, oh, my goodness, the alarm is going off. I'm creating always, because that's what I am. I can't stop being that. You got to understand that, because a lot of us have this idea that we're stuck. Like we're stuck. It's not, you're not stuck. You're creating the appearance of stuck. You're creating the system of your beliefs, but you're still creating. The energy is still flowing. There is no such thing as blocked energy. It's moving. You're just seeing it in a way that you don't like it. But that doesn't mean it's not creative energy. It doesn't mean that it's not powerful. It's amazing that we can do that and then turn around and not know that we did it, that we are doing it, that it's just responding to us. If we could get into this delight about being aware of this dynamic force, this contrast, this interaction that is flowing through us because of us, and be amazed by it. Because if you can stay amazed by it, then you can be amazed by anything else that's possible. So that then you eliminate this, what the Course in Miracles always talks about, is this order of difficulty in creating miracles. The idea that we have this word miracle means that we see something else as being completely the opposite, like a disaster, you know, and that one is easier, and then the scales start to shift, and one becomes easier to do, just because it's just easier to fail than it is in our heads, because this is how only the way the only way what I'm saying makes any sense. It exists in our ego, that climbing is harder. We equate our physical exertions, or the exhaustion that we feel when we're having to climb versus going down, and saying that this is the energy of the universe. That's why we can't, interpret success and failure the way we do physically. Because you may be interpreting success to mean something good and failure to mean something bad. But the failure may be something in which the universe is showing you possibilities, but you get stuck there, and you aren't able to turn it around. Just because someone is successful doesn't mean that they're happy. Because that success is not determined by how the soul sees what makes you happy. It's determined by what others validate is happiness for you. And therefore, that's why a lot of us are doing things that are very successful, but we still are not happy doing them. Because that term is validated by outward perspective, not the inner perspective of the soul. And it's actually, in a quirky way, the exact same thing with the concept of failure. There are people who feel like they're a failure only because the outer perspective, its opinion, is that they have failed because they haven't achieved this, and this. Yet, on a soul level, they have explored and so many nuances that most people blindly call a secret, because they don't realize, they deny themselves the understanding of what is real, like what is really their purpose. And that is to always be in alignment with the source of your inner being. And if you are not checking off all the boxes, in society, but you're checking them all off in your heart, in your awareness, then you are the spiritual definition of successful. But this is not to say that this is where you stop. The universe wants you to have that which you feel inside to also be outside. And so failure may just be sort of a way to keep you from settling, from maybe the way that the universe would use it, just to keep you from settling, to keep you from not continuing to search for that alignment of what you found inside to be that which you match on the outside. You see what we're getting at here? We gotta get out of the language of duality, and start to get into the alignment of oneness, which sees the flow of abundance coursing through all life experiences without exemption. And I can hear some of you going, some of the terrible things that have happened in the world, but without exemption. There is a lesson there, and a lesson does not mean a test that you take and that you must pass. A life lesson is something that you've chosen through your focus. And you can choose them through your awareness if you would be so brave. But here's the thing, and this came up in the writings this previous week, so if you get a chance to go back and look at this week's writings, do that. But here's the thing that we discovered this week in those writings. You don't have to pass anything. You don't have to finish a course. Whatever lesson you think you're being given, you gave it to yourself. You don't have to pass it. The universe isn't asking you to pass anything. If you don't like the lesson, stop taking the course. Drop the course. That's literally the advice that came up this week. Drop the course and sign up for the course that you want. And you set the standard. Set your own standard of success. Create your own criteria. Because when you do this, and you do it with, and you say, well, how do I do that? Because you will know within your soul, you'll feel the alignment. It'll resonate with you. You'll be inspired and passionate about it. And then you'll find out how easy it is to achieve a miracle, and that there is no order of difficulty. Because when you are working with the criteria of your own currency, your own vibrational cash, there is very little effort in you being able to receive the messages, being inspired by the guidance, the steps to get there. Because everything is flowing and everything is in harmonic resonance with one another. It's all coming from within, and it makes it easier for you to experience it without. Okay? So let's really tap into this. This is a really clear, powerful message this week. And boy, I feel it for myself for the first time. It's just amazing the clarity that comes through for us here collectively. We're all supporting this information. All of your higher selves are what's creating what's coming through right now. So you don't like your assignment? Change your assignment. You're not being policed. Nobody's watching over you, telling you, holding up, measuring whether or not you are being successful or not, or whether you are getting a good grade or not. You create your own assignments. You've always been doing that. You just somehow got condemned to believing that somebody else was pulling the strings. The strings of God is not what you think. It wants what you want. Because what you want is happiness. There's not a soul on this planet that truly doesn't want to be happy. That they believe that they can't, and that they may do things that does not create happiness, maybe because they gave up the hope, does not mean that that spark, that their fire, divine flame, does not still burn within them. That flame of integrity, it's with us all. It's at the core. So we can never go wrong, crazy off, as if to be completely ever detached from it. Never. It is not possible, because you did not create yourself. You were created. You're an extension of that wellness. All right, let's take a look at the card that for the theme of this week in the Archangel Oracles. And we have Archangel Raphael again, and the same card from last week. And this card is about healthy lifestyle. And it feels like we are shifting our attitude. We're shifting our perspective, which helps our attitude to boost, right? And it also, when we feel better, we all of a sudden tap into that cache of energy bursts, that energy, that's always, the body's always capable of, that we feel fatigued and exhausted in these things, or we feel apathy. These things come from those beliefs. And so when we're able to shift them, the physical reality shifts along with us. And we get this example in our physical body. I've had people tell me many times, oh, that they were so exhausted, so da da da, and then all of a sudden they're telling me about something that they're really passionate about and how they just did it, and it was almost they forgot that they were exhausted and sometimes sick. So it shows us that if we can reorient the way we process the information of our perception of our reality, that we can redirect all of that energy into a positive experience where we're being fed, fueled by our passions. We could just focus on our passions and get up off of that shame, or get up off of our rage, or get up off of our beating up on ourselves, and get in touch with our passion, and don't deny it. I've heard people say to me, I don't have any. Yes, you do. You just put up tons of walls, but the walls you can tear them down. If you're fighting with a wall, it's because you're giving your belief, you're giving all that creative energy to it. So tear it away, or just simply turn away from the wall and turn around and look behind you, and go in that direction. Okay. All right. Let me just tune in and see if there's any additional messages coming from Archangel Raphael about this card's message. And I'm just seeing a tree, and the branches are just sort of opening up and expanding and expanding and expanding. And so the branches of the tree and all the foliage represent your higher consciousness. And so what's going on is that there's a huge expansion. The things that you're experiencing right now, all of it, without exception, okay, is creating a vibrational currency. It is accumulating. I mean, the cash is your cash is just it's just tripling and doubling and many times over 10 times. It just keeps surmounting. The more that you allow yourself, the more you go through whatever you're going through, it's just banking up. Okay? And they want you to know that you're safe. So the trunk of the tree is a sturdy trunk. It almost looks like the branches are way too wide and big for that trunk of that tree. But that trunk is holding steady. It is managing all of this. And it's sort of like you, okay? You are connected. You may feel like you are just, like, you may feel like your load is heavy. You may feel like, but deep down inside, you can feel, no matter how vulnerable you are, you know that you are sturdy. You know there's some rock. There's something inside of you that's a rock, and it's just not gonna give up. But they're saying the word gutsy, and they say if you would take half of that gutsiness, and start taking steps on that information, just an inch of that information, a tenth of that information that's floating around in your head, when you get sort of lit up and inspired and you get going, but then you let something knock it down, or you let another thought, just a little teeny thought. It's almost like a little amber flows through and just goes by the screen, a little teeny thing, and you follow that little thing, that little doubt. You see it burning, you see that little amber flame just sort of teetering out, and you follow its just going outness. You follow that until you take yourself into a place where you think you're lost and disconnected from the core trunk and source of that tree that is yourself, that is your well-being. Stop following those trails. Okay? Stop doing that. just a little pat on the hand. Stop doing that, okay? Stop following those little things, and stay with that gutsiness. Stay with that information. Take a chance on you. Like, take a chance. If you really feel stuck, then take this opportunity. What do you have to lose? If your ego is telling you this is the worst situation you could ever be in, and it's just the worst, you have nothing, then you have something. Then you have something to gain. If you have nothing to lose, then you must have something to gain. So take that opportunity. All right, let's take a look at the beginning card of the week, and let's see what's going on. Okay, 8 of Autumn. We had this card come up last week, and again, it's about those lessons. But here you see there's the little girl and the older woman, and the little girl she's taking in everything that this woman is doing. She's learning. Look how her feet bare and her hand. She's open to the process, okay? She's willing to take a chance to learn something new. She's open to whatever. And so I get the sense that you need to be open right now. Open to learning new ideas, open to exploring new options out there. So don't close yourself off. Don't do that. That's very unhealthy. And I get a sense that some of you are you shut down, and you're not open, and you have to open yourself up in order to be able to take the steps. Just that the bare feet really stick out to me here. And she's learning. The older lady, she's still, it's like she's almost caught in a trance. And this says to me that you're never too old to learn, or that there's always more. You keep going until life just seems to no longer exist. As long as you're breathing, life will flow through you. That creative dynamic will flow through you. And so you need to be focused on what that is and be fearless about it. This card also reminds you that others are watching you and learning from what you do. So be mindful of those people in your life who you're meant to lead by example, even if you don't think that you have what it takes to be doing that right now, and you don't want to do that, and you just want to sort of wallow in self-pity. Just be aware that each and every one of us is a tree, a resource for others, okay? And you're their oxygen. And so you have it within you to inspire others. So you may learn from this process. You may learn from those who are inspired by you. But pay attention to what is coming to you, the new ideas, whether you're at the beginning or you're at the sort of at an advanced place in whatever it is you're doing in your goal, your process. Just be aware that you can write the script for your own life. Nobody's holding you in any pattern. So whichever direction you want to go in, you choose. Okay? Let's take a look at the card for the middle of the week. Okay, so we have the 2 of Summer here. And this gives me a sense of a partnership. Since we have this partnership here of teacher and student, leader, and follower here, it gives me a sense of two roles such as this, maybe working together in some kind of partnership. So you may, it's like finding two people who have come from two different perspectives. So I feel like one person may lack the experience that the other has, but the other has sort of this spirit, this really raw talent that is just explosive, and that may balance the both of you out, because you can help each other, just sort of wield what you both have and bring it together, combine it to work on something really powerful. Or that this I'm saying the word picture as if the big picture, that that this interaction may help both of you discover what it is that is your purpose, that part of the picture that you've been trying to sort of what's the word I'm looking for? The words I'm looking for. It's like you've been trying to complete something, an idea, and you haven't had the tools or the resources or something, and now this person is like you're a perfect fit or match, and in which you help shore up each other's strengths in this way and bring them out. Okay, let's take a look at the card for the end of the week. Okay, and we have the 10 of Autumn. So all of these cards are minor arcana cards, but what it shows is some really interesting things going on in the daily life. So I get a sense of extraordinary happening within the ordinary. Is one way of thinking of the minor arcana, but especially with these cards here, because these are positive cards, and this card is about leaving a legacy, building something that leaves a lasting impression or a legacy, and something that a project or idea that's going to create the security, the stability. So this may be a job opportunity that comes up that has some that you may really enjoy, something that's long term, or that you this partnership has some long term effects for you that for now, and long term doesn't mean the rest of your life, but for the foreseeable future, that you may be able to really build something with this person, that the two of you will build something together really powerful. Even if this is a romantic relationship, that could be something that you build to, that the relationship brings a lot of possibilities, that it's could be sturdy, stable partnership. You're able to build things together, achieve a lot of things that you want to achieve in this relationship. A lot of powerful lessons. One person may be, you're different, but the combination works. You know what I'm trying to say? So there's all these different things that are coming up about this card. The 10 of Autumn definitely is, definitely about home or your work or your finances, something really secure, long term opportunity may come up. Okay. And also, there's something I remember my meditation about health. So if there's something about your health, I saw a mailbox and they said, don't worry. And if you're waiting for a result or something, then this card means that your situation is stable, okay, even though you may have some symptoms or you may have a particular diagnosis, but the situation is stable for now. All right, it's at least stable for the foreseeable future, and that the situation can be worked with. Okay, maybe it's something you can live with. Okay, and by being healthy and making the right choices, you can live a healthy life with this situation, even though the diagnosis is not good, but it's something that can be managed. Okay, just something that's coming through. All right, and we have another, the card I pulled already from the bottom of the deck, the 4 of Spring, and this is a card of contentment with life. this could represent an event, sort of, since we have this card here, a marriage, a couple, or again, sort of qualifying this whole idea of a positive love relationship, that just two people work well together, and that you may find contentment in your personal life here. This could also represent, just in general, in this week, that you are sort of feeling a sense of stability here at the number 4 in your life. You're feeling like things are leveling off, for now, and that that you're finding, you're seeing new things. You're seeing new possibilities. You're for the first time seeing the potential for you to be happy. They write in the word perform. That maybe there's something I'm getting about performance in your job, or something like this, a performance of some sort, evaluation. You may feel you may do well, and if it's an evaluation at your job, or some tests that you're taking, or midterms, or something that your performance is going to be good. Is a sense I'm getting about this card right now. Okay, so wow, another really powerful week, of improvements, of finding our ground, so to speak, and really connecting in and discovering the prosperity of our inner being, and really tapping into that wealth of resources, that energetic currency that's always flowing, finding that peace. That's what peace is. It's really the alignment. Not that everything's gonna be still, but peace is that you found optimal experience within the contrast of the creative dynamic. That you understand the oneness, and you're not just always being thrown into this duality perspective, but you're finding the culminating lesson in all of what's occurring for you. All right, so I send you lots of love. Thank you for joining us this week. And if you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel, don't forget to do that. Also, there's a little bell there where you can sign up for your notifications, so that when the videos come out, that you get them and you're aware of them. If you haven't joined us for the daily angel card messages on Facebook, I almost had a southern moment there, and you can go to the Facebook page, either through my website or through the description link below, and you'll find the link for Facebook, the daily card, the Facebook page. This week I will probably be doing them up until about Thanksgiving, and then I'll resume the following week. I'm gonna make the video for next Saturday, next week, this week, so I won't post it, and I may post it a little early before the Thanksgiving holidays, before I leave. So you'll have 2 videos in this week. If you like an angel reading, and you like to set something up for the following weeks, you can do that now, so that it usually takes a week to set up a reading, so the week kind of gets kind of full. But just be aware, if you're looking for an angel reading, you can go to my webpage, theangelschool.com, which you can find in the description link below, and you can sign up for an angel reading if you really wanted to connect in and hear your angel's guidance, and see where you are, and see if you're those ideas that you're being inspired, that they're talking and speaking to your heart and tapping on that door, to get confirmation about them. So have a beautiful week. Have a wonderful holiday week, and have a wonderful week of shopping, and relax, and make sure you're rested for the following week. God bless you all, and we surround you with wings of love.